blanket, feeling cold against your skin. Running through the chaos, letting all the sin. Temptation in a bottle, ready for the night. Craving for the thrill, it's time to ignite. Dark desires burning bright. Echoes in the dead of night. No retreat, no looking back on this heart attack.
Hey, how are you all? Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope you are having a great Thanksgiving this evening, watching some football and eating a lot of good food, a lot of turkey, a lot of sides, potato, mac and cheese, pumpkin pie, sweet potato casserole, or whatever it's called. um, I got a lot of updates for you. And some of them are very, very interesting, including today in Sydney, Australia, a man was gunned down in broad daylight. Another, what they think might be a gangland hit. And instead of the drivers getting away, they were caught. The police were waiting for them and they got them and they nabbed them. So it didn't work. All right, shush. Uh, I also have some interesting information on Samantha Murphy. The search for her has continued this week, and they're trying really hard to find her body. And one of the reasons for that is early next year, we are heading to trial. So, very early next year in April, we are heading to trial for Patrick Oren Stevenson. His trial for the death of Samantha Murphy is happening. It's only a few months away now. We're right in the end of 2025. And in April next year, trial will begin. They are trying really hard to try and find her remains before we get to that trial. And I think should that happen, it'll really turn this trial on its head. The fact that they will be able to find her, it may even speed things up. Well, all sorts of things can happen if they can find her. And she has been missing since February of 2024 after she went for a jog and never came home. Never made it home, unfortunately, which is very sad. This trial we are attending. So next year in April, Ping is in the planning stages of heading to this trial. We went to Erin Patterson this year. Next year, we're heading to Samantha Murphy's one, Patrick Oren Stevenson's trial. So this year, we went out to Morwell, which is in the east of Victoria. Next year, this is in Ballarat. So we're heading out into the west of Victoria. Neither of them were in Melbourne, which is quite annoying. Both of them were regional type cases, and the law dictates down here that you are tried at the closest courthouse to where your crimes took place. And for this one, it's Ballarat. For the other one, it was Morwell. So I don't think they're going to win the pretrial argument to have it done in Melbourne. There has been a precedent set now that it has to happen at the closest courthouse to where the crime occurred. So here, let me play the update about the ongoing search. So they've been out there this week trying to search for Samantha, but no luck as of yet. But they were searching a new area of interest, a brand new area that they hadn't searched before. And one of the things this area has, it has a lot of mine shafts. This particular area that they're looking at has a lot of undocumented mine shafts. So that was a big theory on this one. A lot of people thought that he maybe put her in a mine shaft. So let's watch the video.
Renewed their search for murdered Ballarat mum Samantha Murphy.
Working on new intelligence, investigators say they didn't uncover anything of significance, but plan to continue tomorrow or until they can bring closure to her family. Crime reporter Gillian Lantouris.
Deep in the Enfield State Park, this is the search for the remains of loving mum Samantha Murphy. A dozen specialist police combed through the bush on a mission to find a trace of the Ballarat woman missing for nearly 2 years. With the help of the SES, shovels and pickaxes are used to scour the dense scrub. While investigators have searched the park before, new intelligence has led them to this spot off Hanson's Road, a 25-kilometre drive from Samantha's Ballarat East home, where she went for a run in February last year and never returned.
We'll respond to different forms of intelligence. When it comes to light, we'll act immediately, promptly.
Late last year, her phone and bank cards were found in a dam, but no other belongings have been uncovered. Samantha's accused killer, 23-year-old Patrick Oren Stevenson, had been taken from the remand centre to a pine plantation near the new search area twice, with no result. The alleged murderer maintains his innocence as he awaits trial next year.
The police are going through each mine shaft all in a line. When someone thinks they find something of interest, they all stop, examine it before moving on.
Police say they found nothing of significance today and plan to continue their search efforts tomorrow if the rain holds off.
So a renewed search for Samantha. It has been almost 2 years now. In a few months' time, just before the trial gets underway, it'll be 2 years since she went out for that Sunday morning jog and never came home. It would be nice to be able to find her before we go to the trial. I think it would it would add some sort of finality to the family and then allow them to proceed to the court section of these sort of things and then keep going. So yep, 2 years ago now, almost 2 years. It's about 18 months right now. So in February of next year, it'll be 2 years. So we'll be heading to that trial. We're currently in the stages of trying to work it all out and we have to book hotels and things. We're trying to get it done early because when we tried to do Erin Patterson and we booked a place, it got cancelled. We booked another place and it got cancelled as well. And we're trying to book early so that we don't have the same thing happen again. And we expect it's probably going to be about a 10-week trial, same as Erin's. It's probably going to be quite a long one. And we'll be doing the same nightly updates from the court for the length of the trial next year. So that'll be a good one. Marjorie says, "Hey Marjorie, how are you, my friend? Oh, you ate a lot of turkey and stuffing and the labor. Yeah, you must be tired after cooking all that food. Hey Mimi, how are you? Yeah, I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. By the way, I had a donation come in overnight for Thanksgiving, and it was a nice person, one of my friend, Designed to Heal, my friend from the chat, and she says she really likes the show and the channel. She says she likes the variety shows more than the trial coverage, but she will watch the channel either way. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your cat. I hope that you two are snuggled up inside, out of the cold, enjoying a lot of Thanksgiving food together. So maybe she's here tonight, maybe she's not, but if she isn't, I'm sure she'll be on the replay crew. I'm sure she will be. Let me show you some of the photos from the search area. Look at this. This is what they have to contend with. This is the search area. This is what they're looking at to try and find Samantha Murphy. And they have to search through this, plus abandoned mine shafts, abandoned mining areas. And that looks like some pretty hard search terrain. I don't think where any of us would enjoy having to go out there. So the cops have got a hard job having to go out there and try and find this missing woman. Where he put her, allegedly, we don't know. And it's just crazy how someone can disappear off the face of the earth after just going out on a Sunday morning run or jog for some exercise and then can't be found. can't be found. They found her mobile, but can't find her. It's really, really sad. Yeah, the trees are very tall, very tall. And that is it is a very open area. It's a regional area in west of Victoria, of the state that I live in. It's a very large, sort of open, flat area in the west. A lot of trees, a lot of bushland, that type of thing. And I was going to show you another one where you can see them searching here. So here is one of the police searching out there, and you can see. Oh wait, did that not come up? There we go. You can see behind him how dense the bushland is, how much overgrowth and small plants and things that are growing on the ground. It's very difficult search terrain to try and find a body. Like, look at all the trees, and then look at all the low-lying plants and things. It comes up to like his knees. It comes up halfway up his legs. Look at that. And they have to try and find this missing woman somewhere in there. So it's not an easy search, I don't think. Not an easy search. We'll find out more at trial about what the police think happened to Samantha, and I'll be there. I'll be there to tell you what happened in trial every day. So that'll be Samantha's one will most likely be our big one for 2025. There's a possibility we'll be going to Isla Belle, the two people who have been charged in relation to Isla Belle, but they haven't even started like their pre-trial yet. They've had one hearing in the Supreme Court. That's it. They've got like another 6 to 9 months of pre-trial stuff to get through for that one. So if we do go to trial, it could be this time next year. So about a year away. But Samantha Murphy's one is only a few months away now. So Betsy said, do you and Mrs. Ping have a lot of trees around your house? There is bushland around here, but I live in a suburb where there's mostly, like, there are trees, but it's not like this. I live in the city, so there are places like that, but it's not like in my backyard. But there are, bushland around where I live. Like, if you go down the end of my street, there's a huge it's actually a golf course. It's a golf course and a council area, like a land area with trees and stuff. And it's down the end of my street, and it's massive. It's pretty big. Could be a suburb on its own. So yeah, we do have things like that, but not in my backyard at all. Yeah, like even when you look at the video we played before, look at all the ferns, like the little tiny ferns and things that are growing in between the trees. And look at the guy trying to look for Samantha. He's up to his arms. Like, his arms are sort of almost being enveloped by the ferns and trees and plants. So a very, very difficult search trying to find Samantha. Hopefully they do. And we can go to trial not having to wonder where she is. Here's another photo, and you can see in the background there what it looks like in that search area. So nothing as of yet, but they are searching again, looking for Samantha. So that's a good update. Hopefully they find her, and we'll be heading to trial next year. That'll be our big one for 2026. That'll be our big trial, and Ping will be there every day. I'll bring you coverage from the courthouse every night, and yeah, it'll be a big trial. So keep an eye out for that one as we move into next year. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 sec. I got something in my eye and it's like irritating me. Hold on. All right, there we go. Um, I had a lot of comments about the Rebecca Park thing, and I want to sort of talk about it just very quickly. There's been no update really since her body was found, and they sort of did, well, tentatively identified as her, not positive, but they're saying it looks like her. There is some information going around that over the police scanner, that people are saying on the police scanner that they found, uh, when they found her, that her stomach had been cut open and the baby was missing. I can't verify this, and I've tried to try and get someone to go on the record and verify it. I can't find anyone who can verify that information. I've heard from several people that this is true, and they heard it on the police scanner. But what I'll say is, it's not uncommon for things to be said over the police scanner to be wrong. I know in a case we had a few months ago, something was said over the police scanner and everyone took it for granted and was like, that's what happened. That was like, that's the facts of it. And it ended up being wrong. And when the police finally confirmed all the details, the things that were said on the scanner ended up being, oh, it was the shooting. I think it was the shooting of Charlie Kirk. And they were saying, oh, it had this and that. And it was said over the scanner and ended up being incorrect. So we'll have to say, yeah, I think we played the same video a couple of nights ago. Same one. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you except for this is what is being said. A lot of people saying that that is true. It was heard over the scanner. All I can tell you is we will find out when that autopsy is complete. When that autopsy is complete, we will know a lot more. But I would just say wait until that is done. Wait until that is complete. Wait until they do that, and then you'll know if they're looking for a baby. They will tell you, like they will tell you that they are looking for a baby. Yeah, I know. I've heard the same thing, but I don't know if that's what I would consider, reliable. TikTok, yeah, I've seen the same information, but I haven't seen like I don't know if that's who I would consider a good source, but that's what everyone is saying. Everyone is saying the same thing, and I told you 2 nights ago that that's what I heard as well, and that was 2 nights ago that I had heard the same information that the baby was missing, but I don't know. I will wait for the autopsy. When that autopsy comes through and we find out, then like if they're looking for a child, they'll tell you. They'll be like, "Hey, we're missing a child." They're not going to be like, "Oh, there's a child missing, but we don't want to search for it." Like they, they'll tell you. So I would just hold off for a couple of minutes. Yeah, but her family are also involved. There's also people that are members of her family, not saying the ones who found her are the ones that are nefarious or anything, but there are aspects of people close to her that have been charged with crimes, are in jail right now on $750,000 of bond, $1 million of bond. So I don't know who you should be listening to. Kelly said a search crew found her. Not sure if they're involved with the family, but they called the police and the police showed up on their live stream. Yes, that is true. I think it was a citizen search group that were searching. I think they went and told the dad. Dad? They went and told one of the family members and said, "Oh, we think we found her," and then the cops got involved. So yes. Rachel said, "I would think we would hear pretty quickly if they're looking for a baby." Right, like they're not going to just let that go. At least that's what I would think. That they're not going to be just like, "There's a baby missing. Let's wait until after Thanksgiving to try and track down a missing infant." I think there would be like urgent, like super urgent. I hate morning says, "I feel so bad for her parents. I can't imagine how horrible." You wait till we find out who did it. I believe it's most likely someone who's close to her, and I think it's going to be very shocking in the end of it. I think it's going to be a very, very sad story when we get to the truth of this all. I just want to see if I can find some like better. Yeah, so it was behind the bio mum's home, about 150 yards away from that property. They believe her body was placed there and the baby's missing. Like so, um, I don't know if that's true. I all I can tell you is that it seems to be running rampant. That everyone is running with that information. There's a lot going on. There's things where one person was apparently having an affair with another person that's involved, and there's people who have been tampering with evidence and making false reports. That's a family member, that is Kimberly. It's a real mess. There's a lot of stuff going on where there's a lot of intertwining between different people who know Rebecca. There's like her sister, her partner, there's other people as well that are involved and done stupid things. So we watched a video. I'm pretty sure it's the same video I played for you guys 2 days ago, where it's the family on the video. I'm pretty sure I didn't watch Trisha's show. I couldn't. I was at the court. But I'm pretty sure it's the same one that we played for you already. Let me double check. I can't see it, unfortunately. But Gail said the partner was mum's ex-boyfriend. Yeah, that's pretty gross, isn't it? That's that's pretty gross. They found her body on it. Is that the one we watched? Yeah, it's the one we watched the other night, right? It's got that person with the what do they call it? Like reflector. They're wearing like a reflector vest. I'm pretty sure it's the one we played the other night. Yeah. So, all right. So that's. I just want to tell you, like, that's what's being said. I don't know if it's true. I struggle to believe anyone that doesn't come from authorities, no matter who they are, because it's. I find it strange that the cops would just not care that there might be a child out there somewhere missing, and they wouldn't put out an Amber Alert or some sort of thing saying we're looking for a child and we're looking for X, Y, and Z, trying to track down a newborn child. I don't think they'd just be like, let's wait till Monday for that. I just don't think they. Why would they do that? They would want to try and find that child as soon as possible. So. Betsy said, "Where is this? Michigan, Michigan. Our friends in Michigan." It was 12 minutes long. Gail said it could have been animals. I don't know if animals would do that. Do you think animals, like, the only other thing, it could be like a coffin birth, but you would find the baby. It doesn't, that wouldn't make any sense. Like, yeah, I mean, I mean, I could think of some possibilities around that scenario, but they don't seem likely to me. They don't seem like something I would think would be a good probability of it happening. Let me see if I can find. All right. Yeah, I don't want to play a. I don't want to play this video. There was a video from another creator. I just don't want to run it because unfortunately, we're monetized on this channel, and if we do it, we'll get in trouble. Trish can do it. she's not monetized anymore, so she can play other creators' videos. TY, yes, TY. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring that to you because people keep bombarding me with emails saying, Ping, did you see what was said on the scanner? Ping, did you see what was said on TikTok? Yes, I've seen it. I have seen the sort of allegations. I've seen what they're trying to insinuate is happening. I just say let's wait for the authorities to come forward. If they come forward saying that we need to all be on the lookout for a small baby and we're looking for a female or a male that might be in that, because I can imagine the press conference. The press conference would they'd come forward and say, is there someone in your life that is randomly now like do they randomly now have a small child that and they were not pregnant before? We've seen these press conferences before where there's been a baby stolen from a pregnant woman and they'll say things like, is there someone that you didn't know was pregnant and now they have a newborn? If you think that is suspicious, like call us and things like that. Like it's happened before. Um, yeah. All right. Hey, good to see you. Hey, Marylanders, how are you? Kelly says, I don't trust much on TikTok. It's a breeding ground for stupidity, gossip, and misinformation. That's what I mean. I would I'd rather wait and get the actual autopsy report and it will be given out. I don't think they're going to put a hold on it. So we'll be able to get it from the medical examiner and it'll tell you if there's damage to her stomach, if there's they know that a pregnancy they know that she was pregnant, so they will be saying, oh, there'll be damage to her, abdomen. Was there any cuts? Is there a child missing out of her body? These things will all be on that autopsy report. So give it a few more days. Gail said, it's all disturbing and sad no matter what's happened. I want to know more about why, if let's play devil's advocate and the fact that let's just take it and say it's true. All this information is 100% true and it's the real reality of what we're looking at. I want to know why some people, mostly women, think that this is a means to an end. Like, they're not going to just forget about the woman who had the baby. You can't just cut a baby out of someone and be like, oh, it's mine now. I'm going to take ownership of the child. Don't forget about the biological mother. We don't need her anymore. I find the psychology behind those women who kill other women and take their children, it's a very strange type of offending because you're never going to get away with it. There's always going to be people looking for that child, and you killed another woman over it. It's really, I think you'd have, I don't want to advocate for people committing crimes, but is that the easiest way to do that? Isn't the easiest way to do that to be break into a hospital and just take a child? Wouldn't that be way easier than actually killing the mom, slicing her open, taking the child? Wouldn't wouldn't the easier way just to like abduct a child? Not that I'm advocating for people to go and abduct children. I just think like psychologically, why go to that length? Like why actually do that? It seems like the hard way to do something like this, not the easy way. Kelly said, I think the abdomen part might be true, but I don't know where the baby is or what happened. True. Gail said, meth heads may have sold the baby, obviously, if it's true. Well, the fact that the partner of Rebecca is now indicted on a freaking $1 million bond because he was distributing meth. Yeah, you might be right. Kim said, sadly, that could be. It could be. You guys might be right. So my information is that they still haven't scheduled the autopsy, that they still haven't given a date or a time of when that's supposed to take place. And I reckon it's because of the holidays, because of Thanksgiving, that they have not done that. Let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure my information is correct that they still haven't done it. Yeah, it's showing to me that it has not been done. So we're probably gonna have to wait. Probably Monday, Tuesday, possibly something like that is when we will probably find out that it's been completed. Yeah, I don't wait. Hold on. Michigan. Let me check the medical examiner website for this county, and I'll see whether her name is listed and whether it's been completed. Hold on. Let me just find out. I know where she was found, and I always forget the actual place, like the town that it's called. Hold on. It's Wexford County, right? Wexford County. Let me look up the medical examiner. All right, I found the Wexford County Medical Examiner. Do they have an online database? Let's have a look. Medical examiner is required. Records request. Courts. E-services. E-services? Let's have a look. No, that's for elections. This is a very primitive website. Oh, yeah. So they're saying, in observance of Thanksgiving holiday, the Wexford County business hours and courts will be closed Thursday and Friday, the 27th and 28th of 2025. So it's sounding like, yeah, most likely they won't be doing anything until Monday. So here's the medical examiner's website, and it doesn't look like they have an online database for this one. Like LA has an online database where you can look up with first name, last name, case number, that type of thing. But this one does not. They have an email, so I'll email and I'll see when I get a reply. I'll ask for the medical records and I'll see when we get them. Just don't die over the holidays. All right, I won't die over the holidays. Yeah, so it's looking like they're taking the time off. If we go here, you can see the message that they have up here that in observance of the holiday, they're going to be closed on the 28th and the 27th and the 28th. I would say the medical examiner is probably working on a skeleton staff over the holidays. So I'll email. I'll see if we can get them when they're available, and I'll let you know. What is that? Oh, geez. Okay, get out. I had like all these PDF files open, the actual document, not those people that do the crimes. I had like all these PDF files open from court, and it was like 130 windows. I got to make sure I actually close them. JDR says totally ignorant and selfish a criminal mind. Are you talking about the women who do this? There was one in Texas a couple of years ago. Hold on. Texas. There was one. Was it Melissa Lucio? No, that's a different one. Yeah, it was Reagan Simmons Hancock. And the person who was convicted of it was Taylor Parker. That one. There was that one, and then there was another one. But apparently it's called fetal abduction. That is what the actual thing is called. This is what it's called. They consider it a rare crime of child abduction. I mean, I don't mean to laugh. It is child abduction. It's just, yeah, in a very awful way. And what is the profile? Yeah, mostly perpetrated by women. I agree. It is mostly by women. Men don't do that. And they say usually after organized planning, premeditation, the abductor may befriend the pregnant victim. In some cases, the abductor impersonates a pregnant woman and later puerperal mother later a puerperal mother, using weight gain and a prosthesis to fake a pregnancy and cutting of the reproductive organs to replicate injuries. What? They'd actually cut their own lady parts to make it look like they had injuries during birth. Why? Who's going to be looking at their vagina? They don't walk around going, I gave birth. Here, check out my vagina. I'll show you. I'll show you how damaged it is. Look how many cuts I have. That's a strange thing to do. Like, who are they trying to impress? Yeah, it's not like somebody's like, weren't you pregnant the other day? And the person's like, I was. Let me show you how damaged I am now. That's a strange thing to do. Yeah, it says cutting of the reproductive organs to replicate injuries gained during birth. So they may do this, wear a prosthesis like a fake belly, and then cut their lady parts. Okay. And they say some abductors then take the neonate to a hospital. You get so busted so quickly doing that. Hospitals know so quickly if a child was given birth to properly or not. Or they're just somebody walks up with a bloody baby and they're just like, hey, help this child. I gave birth. And they're like, yeah, we don't think it looks like you gave birth. So apparently for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, they said in 2007, many times the abductor fakes a pregnancy, and when it's time to deliver the baby, they must abduct someone else's child. Criminal motive includes delusions of fulfilling a partner relationship, childbearing, and childbirth. There are some women out there that are desperate to have a child, and they have here some examples of women who have done it. Look at the list here. Look how many women who have done this to other women. Look at this. There's a whole list of them. Look how many. It's more than I thought there would be. We're still going. This is the one that everyone knows. Regan Simmons Hancock was the big one in Texas that everyone knows about. Yeah. So if this happened, I want to see if we can find the one from Texas, and they did put out an alert, if I remember. So they're saying that that woman, Taylor Parker, has her execution looming. Did she actually get executed? So apparently on the 7th of November 2025, an Austin, Texas court upheld that death sentence for that woman, the one that's accused of taking the baby. Taylor Renee Parker is the one. So they're saying her sentence to death has been upheld. That was only a couple of weeks ago. That's very interesting. Let's see, KTAL News. I want to see if we can find the update from 4 weeks ago on that one. Can't find it, but I'll take you back to when it happened in 2022 for that one.
That got anyone's attention, and certainly didn't note that kind of brain damage. Basically, they also put up a scan of an actual example of a patient with that kind of atrophy, the severe atrophy that the neurologist for the defense claimed on the stand. And there was then there were love letters. She still wanted to make herself look better than what she.
All right, that's a bad video. I thought that was an update about her being found guilty, but it's a court review one. So yeah, she was found guilty and sentenced to death. She's on death row right now for doing what we think, or what a lot of I don't think think is the right word, but what a lot of people say happened to Rebecca Park. So she's on death row, and they're saying that her death sentence was upheld in Bowie County for fetal abduction, and they're saying that only happened a couple of weeks ago. So she is most likely going to be put to death. Here's a photo of her. 7th of November 2025. And they're saying a Bowie County woman who murdered a mother to steal her unborn baby in 2020 was denied a new trial Thursday by the Lone Star State's highest criminal court in a unanimous decision. There you go, unanimous. They're saying Taylor Renee Parker, who also uses the surnames Morton and Wakasey, was sentenced to death for the October 9, 2020 killings of Reagan Hancock and her infant daughter, Braxlyn Sage Hancock, by a jury following a weeks-long trial in the fall of 2022. So if you get busted for this, that's what you can look forward to. So if someone did do this to Rebecca, this is what they have to look forward to. A crappy mugshot like that and a death sentence. So I hope they didn't do that to the poor Rebecca, but if they did, enjoy your mugshot and enjoy your death row. Texas has a fast track. That is pretty quick, right? If it only happened in 2022 and they're already talking about finalizing her sentence, that's fast. It's only a few years. It's pretty quick. No, I don't think that baby lived. No, that baby died. I think if I remember correctly, when they cut it out of the mom, they did something wrong and the baby died. So I don't think the baby survived. Yeah, I'll take you back. Here, this was an old ABC article about it. Texas prosecutors seek death penalty for Taylor Parker after 2020 killing a pregnant woman and theft of her unborn baby. I'm pretty sure the baby died. Let me double check. Yeah, it's Braxlyn, or Braxlyn is the baby's name. Yeah, it says in the killings of Reagan Hancock and her infant daughter. So the daughter died too, unfortunately. I can't quite remember how the baby died, but I'm pretty sure it was when they cut it out, they did something wrong. Let's have a look. So yeah, whoever might have done this to Rebecca, if they did do this and they stole the child in a fetal abduction, straight to jail for you. Straight to jail. What? You meant maternity wards? Okay. She looks about 16. I don't know if she looks 16, but she looks somewhat young. Well, she is young. She's not that old. There you go. There's her mugshot. But yeah, it sounds like she's going to run out of appeals very shortly, and it sounds like the court found that Parker's argument about that she didn't have a fair trial was unpersuasive. So the judges thought her appeal was unpersuasive and would not give her a new trial. So there you go. So this is one of the ladies who actually did this. She wore a fake pregnancy belly, had a gender reveal party, and bought sonogram pictures off the internet as part of her scheme to trick her partner into thinking that she was pregnant. So this is one of the ones that went the whole shebang. She did the whole thing, wore a fake belly, got the fake sonograms, had a party for herself. She's a real delusional, dangerous person. They're saying here. Yeah, so one of the big things in this one was the amount of planning, because they're saying she planned this for months. Like, that's premeditation in anyone's book. And yeah, so she wore a. I wonder what goes through someone's mind when you're like, I'm going to go on Amazon, I'm going to order a fake pregnancy belly. Kim says he didn't get to touch her in fake pregnancy. Yeah, I'm confused about that. Did she just push him away the whole time? And he's like, I want to feel the baby kick. And she's like, no, don't touch the belly. I'm interested about that, how that worked. Marjorie said there's a reason that medical doctors go to school and do surgical residency for many years before attempting C-sections. Just awful, poor woman and baby. I agree. Yeah, I want to know how the partner didn't notice that she was actually pregnant. Like, did she never hop out of the shower and he's like, "Geez, you look thin today, darling. Is what happened to your belly?" I'm sure he would have got a smack over the head for saying it, but he's probably very confused. Kelly said, "It's a fake sonogram she bought that gets me." Yeah, she thought of everything. SP1 said, "Didn't get notified, was cleaning for the last 20 months." You've been cleaning for the last 20 months? Why? How dirty is the thing that you're cleaning? 20 months of cleaning. Wow. I applaud your effort on Thanksgiving to clean for 20 months. I'm very shocked. Yeah, she went to the full extent to really do that. It's crazy. Really is. I'm trying to see if we can find anything else about her here. Yeah, Reagan's. I want to see if we can find a thing of Reagan too. So this is back when she was found guilty by a jury, and it was a 3 weeks of testimony. Wow, that's a long trial for this type of thing. Yeah, they say the abduction of the daughter cut from her womb, who later died. So the baby unfortunately died. How sad. So I'm hoping this is not what happened to Rebecca. She's probably been murdered anyway, but I hope that's not what happened to her. All right, enough on that. We're supposed to talk about happy things on Thanksgiving, so let's talk about criminals who are dumb. That one of Ping's favorite topics in true crime: criminals who are stupid. So I'm gonna take you to a story, and I can tell you that Ping thought this was very funny when I read it, and if it wasn't so serious, it would be more hilarious. So here, I'm going to take this. Man allegedly traveled with $2.75 million worth of drugs on a bus from Melbourne to Adelaide and was busted. Why? He was transporting 10 kilos of cocaine and 10 kilos of methamphetamine on an interstate passenger bus. And they said police said they intercepted the man at the Adelaide City bus station on Friday morning. Some people, right? He's like, I'm just gonna take me $20 million worth of drugs, and I'm gonna go on a bus to Adelaide. No one will ever find out that I'm carrying all of this in me carry-on luggage. This is all of the things that he was transporting on the bus. All of these drugs. He is not smart. Why? Like, could you not afford a car with your $20 million of drugs? Like, I don't get it. You're like, I want to take a bus. I'm trying to do my part for the environment. I want to go. I want to go on a public transport. That is very stupid. And now he is going to go to jail. So he is very silly. And they say here, it is the largest single seizure of cocaine by South Australian police in quite some time, and the largest single seizure of methamphetamine by South Australian police in the last year. So it's very, very silly. Look at the cop. Look how happy he is. He's like, we just talked about newborn babies. The cop here is like as if he's holding his newborn baby. Look at him. He's like, look at my seizure. Look at what I seize from the criminals. Look how proud he is. He's a proud dad. He's a proud daddy. Kathy says, "Don't gamma at YouTube." You didn't get a notification? That's annoying. So yeah, this guy tried to take a bus to Adelaide from Melbourne with just the most giant package of it. How could you do this and even make it look believable? How would you carry it? You would be like dragging it down the street. Betsy says, "What do you sentence drug transportation?" Could be between about 8 years in prison and 20 years in prison, depending on if he has any prior history or anything like that. So it depends. If it's a first time offense, it'll probably be like 7 years, 8 years, something like that. He's probably going away for at least a while. So there you go. There you go. There's Papa again. Happy cop there, taking his taking his seizure with him. All right, I want to see if there's a photo of this guy. Let's have a look. I want to see if there's a video about it. Anyway, I came across it and I was like, I have to tell you guys about this because it is pretty interesting. Unfortunately, no, there's not a video about it, but there you go, some photos. That's all you get. I'm not sure. Maybe they were tracking him. Maybe they already knew that he was doing that type of thing, and they knew he was going to transport between Melbourne and Adelaide, possibly. Let's find this. So another one that happened, talking about dumb criminals, I'll show you another one in the same subject. There is this one. 4 charged after they found 525 kilos of cocaine off the Western Australian coast. And there is the parcel of the drugs that they found. So they attached it to these buoys or buoys or whatever you want to call it, and they made it float. And they were supposed to go out and get it, and they didn't go out and get it. They just left it there, and a fisherman saw it and was like, "Well, that doesn't seem right." And they radioed it in to the police, and the police went out and found their drugs for them, found all their drugs. So another dumb criminal, 500 kilos found off the Western Australian coast. Popeye the Sailor Man. No, not Popeye. Kim says you have to in order to watch true crime. Yeah, you have to. I don't know what she's talking about. Maybe he had a rolling suitcase. You need a forklift. Like you need like a small uh something to carry 20 kilos of bricks of meth and cocaine. Anyway, yeah, so another one, Western Australian, and there's a photo of what they found in the water. That doesn't look suspicious at all. That is very incognito of them. So yeah, a lot of very silly criminals in Australia this week. All right, I want to take you to another story. So I told you about the man who was shot, right? And I want to go to that story if we can. Oh, really? That's interesting. All right, we'll do that after. Um, there was a man shot to death in Sydney this morning. And normally what happens is these people attack their target and then they have getaway cars. And we've talked about the getaway cars in the past, how they hide them, and then when they need them, they use them and get away from the person they've shot and killed. Well, these people went to a guy, attacked him, killed him, and then tried to run away, and the cops were able to track them down. They were not fast enough, and the cops are sort of waiting. So let me load up this story, and I will get it for you. Hold on. Let me take you to 7.
Live from Sydney, this is 7 News with Sally Barry.
Good afternoon. We start with that developing story from Blacktown. One man shot dead and 2 suspects right now under arrest. Rex Quayle has just received an update from police this afternoon. Hello to you, Rex. What do we know?
Well, hello, Sally. It was a short police chase. The man in his early 20s was shot just up here on Carina Street around midday today, and then the police chased him. The getaway vehicle crashing just around the corner on Kildare Road in Blacktown. The 2 alleged shooters, one in his late teens, the other in his early 20s, were arrested after they crashed that Mazda Ute into an innocent person's vehicle, causing it to flip onto its roof. The man in his early 20s was found with wounds to his chest, neck and leg, and he did not survive. Inquiries are now underway as to whether this was connected to the gang violence that's rocked Sydney in recent months and terrified the public.
Public place shooting and all shootings that police take very serious is one of our number one priorities, and police will do whatever it takes to end that violence. In these circumstances, we see some excellent work by the police, and both alleged offenders were arrested a very short time after the incident.
So, as you heard, they tried to escape after shooting this guy and then crashed the getaway car and were caught. So, we talk about dumb criminals. Wow. There you go. Very, very silly criminals trying to commit these like murders and things like that, and doing a bad job. Hold on, Sydney. I'm going to take you out to ABC News. And they say, large police operation underway in Blacktown after man shot dead, 2 arrested. A man aged in his 20s has died after being shot multiple times in Blacktown. 2 men were arrested after a short police pursuit following the shooting. And they're saying the shooting took place near a police station. Wow, clever, clever killers. They're saying the man aged in his 20s has died after being shot multiple times near a police station in Western Sydney. And they're saying here he was treated at the scene but did not survive. And they're so they were in a black Mazda Ute and they were seen leaving the scene. The cops followed them and chased them for about 5 minutes. They crashed that car. Here is that car. This is what it looked like. This was their getaway. They got away and rolled the car. So imagine that's you. You've just had a gun, you've shot some people, and you're like, we have to get out of here. And you get out of there, you're like, we're free. We got away. Oh my God, the cops are chasing us. And you're like, you know what we should do? We should roll the car. We should roll the car and get caught. And apparently that's what they did. So now they are in custody. They all face charges of murder. And they'll forever be known as the getaway bandits who rolled a vehicle instead of getting away. So we talk about dumb criminals on this channel. Here is some dumb criminals for you. We've had a good run of it tonight. Let me see. Yeah, I thought I'd bring that to you. I find it because some of the ones we've seen have been quite successful and they've been able to get away and no one's found them and no one's been charged over it. This one, not so much. This one, not so much. All right, let me head out to, I want to head out to America. We haven't done anything in America, but there was an update. There was a person that was missing. His name is Jonathan Charles Shawes. He was 33 years old, went missing on November 11. His body wasn't found until November 20. And they're saying here, a person called Jose Guadalupe Lopez, 26, and his girlfriend, 31-year-old Brennan Summer Alexander, were arrested in Georgia in Davidson County, North Carolina. They're saying here, they were driving a vehicle on November 10 in Richmond County, and they end up being arrested for possession of a firearm by a felon. Authorities released the vehicle to Alexander, who took off and was arrested the next day in a neighboring county, Columbia County, for a hit and run. So these people were committing crimes all over the place, but they also have been charged in connection with killing a man, Jonathan Charles Shores. I'm going to take you out to the sheriff's office over there, and I'm going to play a bit of it for you out of Davison County. Here we go. Bit of a weird case, but I thought you guys would at least want to hear about it.
Kill our phone too. Hey, good morning. Thank y'all for coming this morning. I'm Sheriff Richie Simmons, Sheriff of Davison County. I have my CSI and my CID team with me on a case that we've been working on diligently for a while now, for a couple of weeks. Called you in for the case is ongoing homicide investigation, recovery of a missing person, and criminal charges filed by the Davison County Sheriff's Office. Jonathan Charles Shores, date of birth 10/3 of 92, being 33 years of age, was reported missing to Davie County Sheriff's Office on November 11th of 2025. Our detectives got involved in this after the report of this. We determined on November 9th, 2025, that a shooting had occurred in our county at 504 Eastwood Drive, Lexington, North Carolina. Subsequent interviews revealed that Jose Guadalupe Lopez, date of birth 10/7 of 99, he being 26 years of age, and also Lopez's girlfriend, Brianna Summer Alexander, date of birth 8/17 of 94, being 31, accompanied him as he left the scene. We kind of had to work backwards on this case, and they got a few breaks along the way, which you have to have. Investigators later learned that on the evening of November 10th, Lopez was arrested in Richmond County, Georgia, by the sheriff's office there in Richmond County, after deputies located or were called to a suspicious vehicle in a private vehicular area. They located.
Yeah, before he goes on, let me read you through like some of the facts of the case. So Fairfield County Sheriff's Office said it was working with members of the Davison County Sheriff's Office to find Shores, who was believed to have been killed. They shot and killed him November 9 in Lexington, North Carolina. His remains were left by two people driving through South Carolina before they continued on to Georgia. That's where these two people, 26-year-old Jose Guadalupe Lopez and his girlfriend, 31-year-old Brennan Summer Alexander, come into play. And they're saying that the only connection in this is that is where his body was dumped by those two people. So South Carolina is only involved because that is where they dumped this poor man's body and then fled to Georgia. So those states are connected, like we know, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. So they sort of ran through the three states. And they're saying here that the 33-year-old's body was found by a resident in a wooded area near Newberry Road. They're saying it's near I-26 and I-77, about 130 miles from Mocksville, which is in Davison County, North Carolina. So that is where they found this man's body. And then they were on the lookout trying to find these two people. So that's how they came into play in this homicide investigation.
Hated him. He was in possession of a firearm. Lopez was a convicted felon, and he was charged in Georgia under Georgia law for possession of a firearm by a felon. On November the 11th, also let me say too that he was in Jonathan Shores' vehicle at the time, At the time he was arrested, the vehicle was not seized, not knowing anything backwards had happened.
So they committed these sort of minor crimes, got pulled over by the cops. Cops end up charging one of them and bringing them into custody. The other one was let go with the vehicle, but the vehicle actually belonged to the murder victim. Cops didn't know it at the time and just sort of let them go and was like, see ya, bye, and let them go with the victim's vehicle.
They didn't see back to when, because he wasn't reported missing until later. On November the 11th, Breonna Alexander was arrested in Columbia County, Georgia, by members of the Columbia County Sheriff's Office for a hit and run involving Jonathan Shore's vehicle. At this time, his vehicle was seized because they related it to the missing persons out of Davie County. Following consultation with the Davidson County District Attorney's Office, and not knowing the condition of Jonathan Shores, just knowing that he was missing, that he had been involved in a shooting in Davidson County, we consulted the district attorney in Davidson County and detective.
Yeah, let me show you a quicker way of doing this. I thought he would speak a bit faster, but he's a little slow. Here's the two of them here. Here's their sort of mugshots for you. On the left there, that is Guadalupe. On the right, that's his girlfriend. That is Alexander. Brennan Summer Alexander. So there's a photo of the two of them. And I'll take you here where we'll play a little bit from this.
Tonight, a triad family grieves after a 33-year-old Jonathan Shores was shot and killed in Lexington. Investigators discovered his body days later in South Carolina. WFMY News 2's Amber Lake shares how his mother says forgiveness and faith are helping her heartbreak.
33-year-old Jonathan Shores.
He enjoyed Christmas and Thanksgiving and just being around family.
A son, a friend, a father.
He was funny. He was a jokester. He enjoyed his kids. He enjoyed spending time with his kids.
The search for Jonathan Shores began November 11th when his family reported him missing. The family gave investigators an address in Davidson County, the last place that he'd been seen.
We determined on November 9th, 2025, that a shooting had occurred in our county at 504 Eastwood Drive, Lexington, North Carolina.
The deputies say 26-year-old Jose Lopez shot Shores, then left the state in Shores' car with his girlfriend, 31-year-old Summer Alexander. Neither one of them called 911. Their arrest in Georgia helped break this case. Deputies say they found Lopez in the car with a gun. Investigators later arrested Alexander in a hit and run. Deputies also spotted a bullet hole and other evidence in the car. Investigators say Shores died in the shooting in Lexington and his body left in South Carolina. On November 20th, his remains were found. His mother, Ruth Shores, says faith is the only thing carrying their family through this loss.
God. That's the only thing. I believe there's a reason for everything. There's a time to live and a time to die, and this was his time to go. So I know he's with his dad now.
Sheriff Simmons says both suspects are still in Georgia, awaiting extradition back to Davidson County. Shores leaves behind a 7-year-old son and 11-year-old daughter.
So someone asked, do we know a motive yet? No, I don't know of any reason why they particularly targeted him or like for what reason they killed him. Not sure. That hasn't been released as of yet. And they're saying here, no word on a motive for the shooting or what, if any, connection Shores had to Lopez and Alexander prior to his death. So as far as we know, they just shot and killed him, took his body, dumped it, and then went on the run with his vehicle. It may have been a carjacking or something like that because they took his vehicle too. Other than that, I don't know. But a pretty big story out of Carolina and Georgia tonight. So I wanted to at least bring it to you. A family who will not have their loved one for Thanksgiving, unfortunately, which is very, very sad. Um, yeah, so that's your update on that one. If we hear about a motive, I'll bring it to you next time I'm on. So yeah, I don't know if it was money, drugs, guns, car, not sure. But I will tell you when I find out. I'll tell you why that Jonathan Charles Shores had to die for some reason, and why Jose Guadalupe Lopez and his girlfriend were the ones to do it. Don't know, but they're in Georgia. They'll be extradited back to Carolina, and they will face charges in the death of him. So I will tell you that when I know. Okay. I want to bring you a story from Kathy. Kathy sent this to me the other day, and she thought you might like it. Car towed twice in 15 days before anyone noticed a dead body in the back seat. They say a man had previously been reported missing, but his car went through 2 tow companies before anyone noticed his body. They're saying, according to the Prince William County Police Department, an unnamed private towing company was contacted on November 3 to remove a vehicle from the PS Business Park parking lot. And they're saying the car was then towed and eventually transferred to another tow lot in Fairfax County. 15 days later, workers at the Fairfax County tow lot contacted police after noticing a dead body on the floor of the back seat. Police have identified the body only as a 49-year-old man who had been reported missing on November 1, 2 days before his car was towed from the Business Park parking lot. The man's body was taken to the medical examiner to confirm the identity and determine the cause and manner of death. Preliminary, there doesn't seem to be any signs of foul play or a threat to the community. But why did it take that long to find out that there was a dead man in the back of that vehicle? That is very sad. I'm sure he has a family as well. I don't have a name for the man. I have looked, but I'm not able to find like a name or anything like that, which is very disconcerting. It would be nice if they put his name out there, but so far not being released. That's what they're saying. Name will not be released at this time. All right, hold on, guys. I have far too many links open. Give me a minute. We do far too many stories each night. All right, there we go. It is a bit strange. Yeah, why in the back seat? Why in the back seat? Hey, Moonlight View, how are you, friend? Your bestie, Noreen, died on duty. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. First female California Highway Patrol to have gotten her wings. I am sorry to hear that, my friend, Moonlight View. That is not great news on Thanksgiving. I hope you'll be okay. I hope you'll be okay. Kim says, I was about to say he had to smell. After 15 days in the heat, or not the heat, but still in a car is like an oven. You would think, yeah, you would think in, so this was in Virginia, in Prince William County. That's what they're saying. And that would be still, I know it's winter, but a body is a body. And you think that they would have smelt it after 15 days. Maybe he went to sleep in the back and died. Carbon monoxide poisoning? I don't know. I'm not sure. Hold on. I was just trying to see. We're about a year and a bit past. Oh, that's right. Okay. Prince William County is not too far, I don't think, from Mampta, and it reminded me to look into it again. But I remember now, there's no trial until a year from now. A year from now for Naresh Bhatt. So Naresh Bhatt's going to trial in October of 2026. It got delayed by 12 months, which is horrible. There was no need for it to be delayed another year. It could have gone to trial this year. So, yeah, now I remember. It's because the trial got delayed. All right. Yeah, no name on the guy found in the vehicle, apparently. Yeah. I'm going to check one other place to see if there is. Yeah, no name, unfortunately. Which is maybe it's a death where it was self-done and they want to let the family know first, possibly. All right, there we go. They're saying here, where is PS Business Park in Woodbridge? Where is that? Where is that? Hold on, guys. All right. Oh shoot, hold on. All right, there we go. Where is this? Smoketown Road. Okay. It's in the 13,000 block of Smoketown Road, Woodbridge, VA. Where is this? I'm trying to see what kind of like area is it. Apparently it's here. So there is the PS Business Center Drive. That's where they found his body. It just looks like a commercial, like strip mall. That's what it looks like, a strip mall. They got a electronics place and everything like that. They got a buffet. They got a Jersey Mike's. They got a Panda Express. Well, you know it's a high class place when it has a Panda Express on it. But yeah, here, this is where they found his vehicle. Yeah, I don't know. It's almost like he went to the shops and died. That's what it's like. It's almost like he went to the shops and just passed away. Why he passed away, I don't know. But it's a strange place to have your car towed from, right? So yeah, Mrs. Ping says we're doing the pumpkin pie tomorrow, and the reason for that is because she's home tomorrow. She's not home today, unfortunately. So we're going to do it tomorrow for Friday night, because she'll be here and she can comment, and she wants to try it as well in front of you guys. So we're going to do it tomorrow. Kathy says, where was the vehicle towed to? An impound lot. So it went to a tow company. I'm trying to find out the address. It went to Fairfax County at a towing yard, and they were holding the vehicle, and then it got transferred to a different one. So yeah, but no information. Just that the body found is the owner of the vehicle, a 49-year-old man who was reported missing on November 1, and they're saying they don't believe there's any foul play in the man's death, according to their preliminary investigations. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, so there you go. Gail said it's my dad's birthday cake. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that for you. So yeah, she'll be here tomorrow, so she'll be able to do the pumpkin pie, and we're gonna pull it out tonight to be defrosted for tomorrow. When I said it, I forgot that she wouldn't be here today, so but she's gonna be here tomorrow. So you guys can wait a day, and we'll do it then. I think you guys will like to have her input on pumpkin pie. Okay, there we go. All right. All right. I think I'm going to let you guys go. A short one tonight, but I wanted to at least come hang out with you for Thanksgiving. Tune in tomorrow night. We'll have a lot more fun. And hopefully we'll be on a little earlier than tonight. And we will do some pumpkin pie. We've got some other American foods that we've been sort of saving to try that we haven't. We've got toaster strudels. We've got Funyuns. What else do we have? Got some candy bars, things like that. So we'll do that tomorrow. Hope you guys had a really good Thanksgiving. Hope you got to spend it with family and friends and with me on this channel. You had homemade pumpkin cookies. That sounds pretty good. Thank you. Hey guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me check the PayPal before we go, because I always forget and then I don't do it until we come back on next time. Let me double check. Okay. Hey Sean, thank you very much. Sean is one of the only people who donate regularly. I appreciate it, Sean. Thank you. Do you have to cook a pumpkin pie? I do not have to cook a pumpkin pie. I got a frozen one from Mrs. Smith, and I'm gonna defrost it. I don't know. Actually, do you have to cook it? No, I don't think you have to cook it. I think you just defrost it. I think you just defrost him. I doubt a pie you get from the supermarket you have to cook. Most likely you have to just defrost it. We'll see. I'll check the pack. I'll check the back of the packet in the morning. All right. You still have to cook it? What? No. Is it? Why? Is it? I wonder. Hold on. Oh, you do have to cook it. Okay, we're gonna have to cook it tomorrow. Why? That's weird. We had the other pies, and you don't have to cook them, but this one you have to. It takes an hour to an hour and 10 minutes to cook it. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna have to put it in the oven tomorrow. There we go. All right. All right. No defrost. You just cook it. All right. I'll put it in the oven. Those are cream pies. All right. All right. Get your ice cream ready. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll put it in the oven tomorrow. We'll put it on before we jump on the air for the night. We'll do that tomorrow. All right. Hold on, guys. Okay. All right. Have a great Thanksgiving. Hey, thank you to my friend Design to Heal. Thanks for the message. I appreciate it. Nice to hear from you. I hope you and your cat are having a great Thanksgiving, the both of you. And to Sean, thank you for your continued support of the channel. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Good night, everyone. Have a great rest of your Thanksgiving. It's late. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll have some fun tomorrow night. We'll do some fun things for Black Friday. Okay. See you later. Bye.